if the housemates have not expressly objected against it, then we don't know. See, because in Bigg Boss, we don't see all of it, right? We see very Amava Niva po சொல்றது வந்து it's a common occurrence in Tamil Nadu. Today, if you want to work in a grocery store as a sales staff, qualification is 12th pass. Time pass conversations near the water cooler in the office. But children should not be watching Bigg Boss. 14 years of going to school, இன்னைக்கு pre-KG ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சா 15 years of going to school will give that maturity. நான் எழுதி தரேன். From Bigg Boss, there is no learning experience or educational program. It is not a productive program. It's not even a useful program. You can succeed without going to school, but you cannot avoid failure without going to school.
Hello, Ritz viewers. Today we have Kasthuri ma'am with us. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, Divya.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. I trust the same with you.
இப்போ வந்து like any other season, இப்போ Bigg Boss season அப்படின்றது வந்து it's become so popular. There was a huge issue about this, about the education one which went on between Jovika and Vichitra. And we had a comment saying that Jovika வந்து என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் அவங்க வயசுக்கு மரியாதை கொடுத்துருக்கலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு audience felt. Apart from all the content inside that argument, is it okay to address someone like that in a television, in a national show? Will that create any impact on audience or the generation who watch this show?
If the housemates have not expressly objected against it, then we don't know. See, because in Bigg Boss, we don't see all of it, right? We see very edited content. So unless they have specifically objected against it and it has been recorded and registered, I would say that it is their own equations. We cannot comment on why she's saying Niva po. Now, would I do it? No. Would I, if my daughter, who is 17, if she does it, I will not encourage it in public. But this is not public. This is Bigg Boss. There's no way to, maybe only Kamal can change that, right? Only he can go tell her the feedback. Maybe Jovika's, because Jovika also grew up, I think, only in a single parent household. And Amava Niva po சொல்றது வந்து it's a common occurrence in Tamil Nadu. In many houses, அப்பாவை நீங்க வாங்க போங்க சொல்லுவோம், but அம்மாவை we will take that liberty and say Niva po. She only knows Niva po. One. Number two, if you're a Malayali or an English speaking native, you will not know the difference between Ninga Vanga and Niva. Everybody speaks only. So maybe she is more comfortable with other languages. As to the point, there is a very negative takeaway from that Vichitra Jovika confrontation, where people are all taking sides about the importance of education. Let me make it very clear. Is education required for success? No. Is education connected to success? No. But is education required to avert failure? Absolutely yes. You can succeed without going to school, but you cannot avoid failure without going to school. There is a big difference.
Very well said.
Education is not an option. Education is a compulsory requirement. Once upon a time, people wanted only 5th grade. Then they wanted 8th grade. Today, if you want to work in a grocery store as a sales staff, the minimum required qualification is 12th pass today. I don't agree with it. Personally, I'm thinking, why should a person be 12th pass? What is the necessity of knowing Harappan culture, history of first war of independence? You don't need that to be a sales staff. But 14 years of going to school, இன்னைக்கு pre-KG ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சா 15 years of going to school will give that maturity. Why people say 18 years for voting? அந்த மாதிரி, if you have 12 years of dealing with people, dealing with peers and teachers, maybe that will give you a little bit of qualification, little bit of maturity to deal with so many people, customers. Maybe that's why they've made it 17 years and 12th pass. If you have to go to a store and get a job, any job that you have to get, unless you're a business person or a movie artist or a dancer or something, non-traditional fields of work. If you want a job, if you want a monthly paid job, not a contract job. If you're a film actor, you're not working for anyone. You're a independent vendor. Instead of that, if you want a monthly job, you need basic minimum education, right?
Education. Yeah.
Again, let me say, அவங்க படிச்சாங்களா இவங்க படிச்சாங்களா பாரதியார் படிச்சாங்களா கமல் படிச்சாரா? No. We are not confusing education intelligence with going to school. We have to go to school for minimum number of years because that is required in today's society to survive. Tomorrow, if your movie doesn't work, God forbid, I wish all the very best to Jovika. But tomorrow, if a movie doesn't work, you need a backup, right? Unless you're such a big, rich person that you don't need to work, your descendants don't need to work. You can sit and eat and be like Paris Hilton or some star child, Nepo child. If you're a Nepo child with no cares, maybe Jovika has that luxury. She has the privilege of saying she doesn't need education. Other people don't have that. If this is a bad example for people.
Yeah, also she mentioned that she will be continuing culinary skills and she had completed acting courses. But my question is, not everybody would get that exposure or the chance to
go to Mumbai
First of all, culinary and acting, all these are not stable jobs, Divya. These are not stable jobs. Tomorrow, let's say you get fired from a job. It's a specialty skill. How many culinary places can you go find? Whereas if you have a degree, you can walk into, you may not get a job wherever you ask, but the pool is bigger. ஒண்ணு இல்லனா வீட்ல டியூஷன் கத்து கொடுத்து சம்பாதிக்கலாமா? How many people are going to come to you for acting tuition and cooking tuition? Vanita has a YouTube channel where she's cooking and she's making money out of it. But it happens to one person. For every one person who is able to make a living out of such non-traditional courses, there are 10,000 people who are failing and running from pillar to post to survive.
Unlike any other season, in this season we could see a lot of disrespect. Like, for example, if two people are conversing, they use words like நீ ஒன்னும் தகுதி இல்ல, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய hateful-ஆன words. நீ யார் என்ன சொல்றதுக்கு? In fact, recently there was a promo where Nixon told Moody to உட்காரு. So telling this on it came in the promo also. So telling this on such a big platform, like அவங்க ஜெனரேஷன்ல பாக்குறாங்க இல்லையா? It's not only adults watching.
குழந்தையில இருந்து பெரியவங்க வரைக்கும் Bigg Boss பாக்குறாங்க.
Who told you Bigg Boss is a program that's suitable and appropriate for all age groups?
But everybody watches it.
Exactly. The problem with TV is it comes right into our living rooms. Parents don't have the basic responsibility, common sense to see, it comes at a later time. It's not coming at a time when children are expected to be awake. But children are staying awake and watching this kind of program, which is completely inappropriate for their behavior or their personality development. Absolutely. Now, from Bigg Boss, there is no learning experience or positive constructive experience, any lesson. Bigg Boss is not an educational program. It is not a productive program. It's not even a useful program. It is a mumble program. It is a voyeuristic program. Why did I go? I got paid to go. I'm not a fool. I got paid to go. But if you're going to watch people who are paid to act whatever they are doing, then you're a fool. I will say that. If you're going to sit there and waste your time thinking about it, discussing about it, sorry, that's of no use to anyone. Maybe it's good for time pass conversations near the water cooler in the office. But children should not be watching Bigg Boss.
And the last thing I want to address is that season kulla nariya pesapata oru vishayam vandu generation gap. I don't know where this came from, because in other seasons we couldn't see this in a larger scale, but this season for anything and everything they were like, there's a age gap, there's a generation gap, so whatever the elders tell, the youngsters can't take it, and this is because of the generation gap. This is what was told inside by many people. So, since you mentioned you have a daughter of 17 years old, so you tell me, ma'am, like, is this the real problems? The generation gap is a like very big problem to be addressed.
I'll tell you something. Age is an issue, and visual medium, especially controversy-driven reality shows, which is Bigg Boss, is there in every language. The Tamil version is particularly toxic, particularly sexist, particularly ageist, because that is what this channel encourages. Okay, it is there in many other languages, and their narratives are different. But in Bigg Boss Tamil, I noticed it in my season as well, and I noticed it in seasons beyond that as well. If you are a senior person, senior contestant, if you give rules, you're a boomer. If you have no rules, then you are irresponsible. If you are able to do all the tasks fantastically, you're giving good competition to the younger generation, then you are an over enthusiastic competitor, over competitive, over enthusiastic person. And if you're not great with the contest, then you're a liability. If you're silent, then you are hostile. If you're talking to everybody jovially, then you are a clown. Ageism is a reality in Bigg Boss Tamil. They encourage it. They want. There are also some roles that they give you. If you're a senior contestant, then uh, you have to be a father figure or a mother figure, or at least a Kurendabacham minimum, you have to be a brother figure, sister figure. It's a very regressive narrative that this channel, Vijay TV, has chosen to portray. Because in the outside world, that's not reality. In the outside world, we have ageless people like Rekha, senior achievers. We have people who go to school after they have had grandchildren. Life begins at 40, life begins at 50. We have so many people who get married for the first time in their 50s. The world, especially Tamil Nadu, has changed a lot. In fact, in politics today, Ilanyar Ani தலைவர், the youth wing leader, is 47. Yes? So the definition of youth is very different.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.